Welcome to the Kingdom of God Ministry. I am your host, Apostle Nin Lim. Thank you for joining me today as we grow together in all things related to the kingdom. This video is another snippet of my testimony, and it's a particular point in time where God spoke to me and he asked me to come higher with him. But this moment happened a little while after I had made the choice to follow Jesus. But after I had made that choice, obviously I didn't know where to start with it. So as we do, we just kind of continue on with what we know. And so that for me was going to the temple with my family. I felt convicted in my heart. So what happened was I slowly and gradually didn't actually sit in the hall where the monks and everyone congregated and did the rituals and stuff like that. I would sit on the seating outside of the hall. Many years God had been highlighting to me couples, like young couples, a lot of young girls who are marrying non-Asian, non-Buddhist. So God highlighted this couple, young couple, and he highlighted that the boy was raised Catholic and the girl was raised Buddhist. And then he also highlighted that the boy chose love. He chose, the boy's family was very practicing Catholic, and he had like an internal struggle as he was courting this young girl that was Buddhist. And then finally on this day, God said, see, he's chosen love. He's chosen love over religion. So he chose to love this young Buddhist girl over his religious faith of Catholic. God also whispered like around the back of my ear. He said, he chose love. And because he chose love, he chose me. Like it was referring to himself, because God is love. He said, because I am love. He chose love and therefore he chose me. He then reconfirmed that I am love, meaning that he is love. And I'm like, oh yes, I know that you are love. And then he's like, whenever we have a lesson between choosing love and something else, such as religion, in this case, we are always choosing the higher route. And God is very pleased, because when we choose love over whatever it is, we are choosing him, we are choosing the higher route. After I got this revelation, I was like, oh, okay. For a moment, I was in a bit of a daze, taking it all in. But then what happened also, then he whispered as well. He said, I am love. Will you come higher with me? Will you come higher with me? And I said, yes, God, I'll come higher with you. But where am I going? Like, what do you mean by going higher? And of course, he explains, God always explains himself. And then he proceeded to explain to me that in your consciousness, you have to go higher. All you have to do is say yes, that you are willing to go higher, and then God will take you higher. And so God proceeded to take me back to memory. So that's what he does as well. He takes you back to a past memory that you've experienced, and then he highlights something. And so he took me back to 2017 in January, where we went to Japan, and my family and some friends, we hired a van, and that day we were going to Mount Fuji. As it was just after winter in Japan, and it was very cold, very overcast, and we only actually made it halfway up the mountain to like a viewing area halfway up, but it was a lot of fog, and we couldn't see very far. We could only see the trees a little further away. And we were told that unfortunately we can't go up any higher because it is too foggy and it's dangerous and it's still icy. He whispered to me, he said, see, you couldn't go up higher because it was too foggy and you couldn't even see the top of the mountain. The fog was too thick that you couldn't see it. And I was like, yep. And then he actually also highlighted to me that fog that's halfway up the mountain, where that is so thick that you can't see the top of the mountain. That's what religion is. That's what religion does. And so, and that's what religion does to your consciousness. It actually is a thick cloud of fog, and it only takes you like halfway up the mountain, and you can't get to the top of the mountain because it's so thick that you can't see. The job of religion is to keep you halfway up the mountain. That was the revelation that he revealed to me about religion that day. And then he said to me again, "To you come higher out of the fog, like through the fog? Will you leave religion, leave your birth religion, and come higher through the fog, so that you can see me? I am on the other side of the fog, that he is love, and that he is on the other side of the fog." And I was in a daze. I was just like, what a revelation. This is amazing. This is transforming. This is life. I was dumbfounded. I was just like, of course, God, I will go higher with you. You're, yes, of course, God, I would go higher with you because you're love. I've been looking for love all my life, but I feel like I knew in my spirit, and I knew in my soul and in my body, without a doubt, that I was going with God higher. It all made sense. When God reveals a truth to you, everything makes sense after that. And so from that day, at the end of 2017, I became a little more distant from religion. I was going higher with God through the fog of religion, because he said, you were so close, you're only like, you're so close to me, but it's the fog that is the fog of religion that's stopping you from seeing me clearly. If you're watching this video and you're not a reborn Christian yet, but this resonates with you, and you want to choose right now to come higher with me and into the kingdom, come higher with God, say the salvation prayer that is next, and then I'll see you on the other side.